What is good, my people? Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you 10 different push-up variations that you can do, starting from beginner all the way to advanced, to increase those chest gains and also progress along the line, getting stronger, getting better in different push-up positions, all of those great things that come when you're building muscle. So stay tuned in, make sure you're locked in, and make sure you try these variations after we get done. So if you are just getting into exercise, you're a beginner, rookie, newbie, whatever you want to call it, the first thing you're going to start off with on your pull-up journey is incline push-ups. Now this is obviously you're putting your body at an incline position, so you want to find a stable surface to raise your hands up on, and literally you're going to perform a push-up on here. Now, depending on your current fitness level, skill level, natural strength level, you may have to use a higher incline, or you may be able to use a lower incline to really get the most out of the exercise. However, just working at this incline is going to help to develop your pushing strength and naturally allow you to get stronger and stronger over time, and then that way you can gradually decrease the height of the bench, chair, or whatever you're using, and then you can come into push-ups on the floor. And then as we say that, the next one we're going to get into is going to be kneeling push-ups. Now, kneeling push-ups, I don't think you should really be sticking around on these for too long. This is again a beginner exercise, but if this is all that you can do, then hey, that is fine. So literally you're going to come into your knees like this, come into a push-up position with your hands, and literally perform the push-up. Now obviously you're on your knees, so a lot of weight, or a lot of your body weight, is reduced. So just doing these again is going to help to build up the strength in your arms and your chest. Now, one thing I would say in regards to kneeling push-ups, I want to add this little variation onto them to make them more challenging and probably will allow you to progress into full push-ups faster. Is you come up into a push-up position, you slowly lower yourself to the ground, and then you come into the kneeling push-up to push yourself back up. That I would probably say is going to be more beneficial, because you're going to get that eccentric phase and you're still going to get the pushing phase as well. So try the kneeling push-ups first. If they're too easy, try the eccentric with the kneeling push-up after that, and then obviously you can grow off that. So the next exercise obviously is going to be the basic push-up. Now you want to make sure you're getting your form right. Hands stacked under your shoulders, core nice and engaged, glutes are engaged as well. We're coming onto our tiptoes and performing these and making sure our arms are going back, and we're pushing all the way back up, guys. So chest to ground, push all the way back up. That's how you're going to do the basic push-ups. Don't rush through these, don't do half reps, make sure the quality is there, guys. So to progress on from the basic push-up, we're going to go into the diamond push-up. Obviously it's going to put more emphasis on the triceps, so if you want to get those arms bigger, you definitely want to be doing diamonds. You want to start with your hands in a diamond position, come down to your chest, push all the way back up. The same thing with the push-ups in regards to form. However, our hands are going to be closer together. If you can't bring them to an exact diamond like that, you can start off just by, you know, inching in your hands closer and closer every time, until eventually you can even put your hands over each other and perform a push-up, guys. And same thing with diamonds, quality over quantity. Don't start rushing them through. They are really going to build up your triceps, so just make sure that you're focusing on all the important cues and getting the right results. So now we've built up that tricep strength with the diamonds, we're going to progress it even further, and we're going to work on that unilateral tricep strength with some archer push-ups. Now this is a bit more intermediate, and we're going to set up with one hand facing outwards, one hand facing forward, to really get a good solid foundation. And literally, guys, we're just going to come down to one side, push back up. Now you can stick on the same side and do it for reps, or you can switch sides. The option is yours. Again, focusing on keeping that core tight. We're making sure that we're coming all the way down to the ground to really put that stretch on the tricep and the chest as well, and then we're making sure that we're exploding back up, guys. But make sure you perform the arches correctly. Again, do not worry about the amount of reps that you can do, just focus on the form and the reps will come. Now if you want to progress even further, and we're going to target now our upper chest, what we can do is do some decline push-ups, so inverse of the incline. We're going to put our feet on the bench, Same exact setup, really focusing on keeping that core nice and tight. And we're going to just do some declines. Now declines are obviously removing more of our body weight because our feet are elevated higher. Now depending on the elevation of your bench obviously will determine how difficult the declines are. So you can start off with a lower bench, work your way up, or you can just start out with whatever you got, whatever, how high your chair, sofa, couch, whatever table is, you can start with that. But again, just make sure that you are focusing on keeping good form. Do not let your hips sag. I think with inclines it's very easy to let your hips sag. We don't want no sagging hips. Make sure your core's tight. Push back up, guys, and you're really going to help to build that upper chest. It's a quality exercise that you can do. Now if you want to get a bit more explosive with it, what we're going to do is obviously do some explosive or clap push-ups. Now this is obviously great for power because strength times speed is power. So you're gonna have the strength to push yourself up and the speed to clap your hands and catch yourself before you come back down. So it's literally gonna be an explosive push, control the descent. Again, control. Now we want to limit using our lower body to get ourselves up. It's not a hip hinge movement and we're using our hips to push ourselves up. We're literally using our chest, triceps and the front shoulder to push ourselves up the ground, come back down, clap. Again, quality over quantity. Don't start doing half reps just so you can maintain, keep going. No, you want to make sure that you're forming them with a good explosion. And just like any other plyometrics training, you don't have to do too many of these, maybe 5 or 6 to start off with, and then see where you develop from there, and then maybe add some weight on and keep that rep range very low. All right guys, so next up we have the Say-Do planche push-up. Some of you may not be familiar with this, other of you may have seen it before online. So what we're going to do, start with our hands facing outwards, literally going to come up into a push-up position, but this time we're going to lean forward to get some more emphasis on the shoulders, and so that our hands when we come down almost align with our hips. And the better you get at this, the more you can lean forward. Again, this is really going to put some stress on the shoulders, but it's good stress. It's not going to injure you if you perform them correctly. Remember to keep your core tight, glutes tight, everything else the same as the previous set of push-ups. However, we're just leaning forward, we're coming forward onto our toes. Now obviously you don't have to lean forward as much as I do. Just start gradually leaning more and more forward, coming more and more onto your toes, and then eventually you'll be able to do the full Say-Do planche push-up. Now the planche push-up is a different thing altogether, where your feet are up in the sky. I'm not there yet, so I ain't going to show you that. However, that's what you want to gradually build up to if you stay true on your calisthenics journey. Now this isn't a push-up that I perform very often, but tightrope push-up. Now these are great if you want to work on the isometric strength of the chest. So let's say you do something like wrestling, or you're in a position where you're like that for maybe extended periods of time. We're not talking minutes, we're talking seconds or whatever, but you still want to build up the isometric strength. What you're going to do is tightrope push-ups, very similar to archer push-ups. However, we're not going to come back up, we're going to stay down here and we're just going to work from side to side and really work that chest and the triceps. Holding that isometric position is really going to challenge your core as well. So that's the main things that you want to focus on for the tightrope push-ups. Now how wide you put your hands is up to you. Depends how long your arms are. I got pretty long arms, so I probably could have put my arms a bit wider to really get some more work in. However, tightrope push-ups, great option for you, again, if you want to build that isometric strength in the chest. Finally guys, the exercise that most young men and even old men probably want to achieve one day, the exercise that we've seen in cartoons, anime, wherever you watch, even just strong people online, is the one-arm push-up. Now this is going to take some time to build up into, because you are going to have to develop again that unilateral tricep and chest strength. Again, you might have to start with a wider foot stance in the beginning, and then you can work up into narrowing up your foot stance, cleaning up the form. However, the one-arm push-up is very achievable if you do all the other exercises involved leading up to it, guys. So again, the one-arm push-up. Now some people can do it with very, very strict form. So they're literally here and they're coming down. Unfortunately, I'm not quite there yet myself, so I have to come with a little bit of a wider stance to kind of help balance out. And then literally we're pushing there, guys. But this still looks dope. Majority of the world cannot achieve that. So if you can, kudos to you, however which way that you get it, guys. But that is all the push-up variations I have for you today. That is 10 push-up variations from beginner all the way up to advanced or elite, whatever you want to call it, guys. But work on all these variations. You don't have to do them all in the same day. Work with where you're at. So maybe start with the first 3, move on to the next 3, and then finish with the final 3, 4, whatever it is, guys. However, I hope you enjoy watching.